episode of Mr. Badger Talks to Utter Scum. And I'm here with a very good friend of mine, Barry Bryans. How's it going, Barry?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Badger. This is Mary Flanigan.
You?
Mary Flanigan.
Mary?
We've gigged together a couple of times. I don't know whether you remember. You might be confusing me with another Irish person.
That might be it. That got bullied on stage in Birmingham in front of me, where someone took the piss out of your accent, but then you shut them down.
That's me, but it's also every other Irish comedian who's ever performed in England. So, yeah, that's me.
Well, to be fair, not many Irish people do anything. They all just tend to go on the dole, don't they?
It's where we like to be. It's just a comfortable place.
Yeah. You did all that hard work ages ago when slavery was involved, and now you're putting your feet up and just chilling out.
Certainly, we did make some canals. We did do some roads in the 70s and the 60s, and now we're just kicking back, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
Yeah. Because a lot of Irish travellers tend to do tarmacking, don't they?
Yes, that's
which is
correct,
a disgusting sexually depraved act.
Tarmacking?
Yeah, Google it. So, Mary, what are you here to talk about today? I'm hoping not tarmacking.
I've yet to Google it, but for now, let's say not tarmacking. So I've been doing a choose your own adventure game on Twitch that I'd like to talk about. Choose your own adventure.
Adventure?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice, right? Yeah.
It sounds good, because I don't get to choose much.
Well, I mean, the thing is that choice and free will are both illusions, but in this game, you're aware that they're an illusion. Gamified by me.
Know what I'm getting up to in the game.
Sorry? Say that again?
Will police know what I'm getting up to in the game?
Well, it's all live streamed on the internet. So,
yes. Internet?
Yeah, it's all on the internet.
Oh, dear.
I mean, and I hope you know, Mr. Badger, that once you do something on the internet, you do it forever. You can go incognito mode, you can delete your history, but, the traces linger.
Oh, trust me, I'm well aware of that fact. So what I better ask, just in case my ankle tag goes off, what is entailed in this adventure?
Well, it depends. Every week it's something different, where basically I start off with a character and a predicament, and then people watch, and there's a chat feature on Twitch, so people just type in on Twitch.
What's a Twitch?
Twitch?
I mean, I had a Twitch, but that was after I smashed it with a mallet round the head.
Well, it's a little bit like that, except if your Nana was a video streaming website. So it's like YouTube, but everything is live. So it's me talking live into a camera about the choices of an adventure. And then if we carry the Nana, you, mallet metaphor, I guess you and the mallet are people in the chat. So people are typing answers to the questions I'm asking. So it'll be things like, oh, you've just been abducted by aliens. An alien enters your room.
I haven't.
That's the thing, Mr. Badger. It all happens in the world of imagination.
In my mind.
In your mind. Now, I know your mind can be a dark, scary place. But for right now, this is just a nice, positive thing. A way to perhaps turn the hellish nightmare landscape of inside your mind into something a little bit more positive, to make it a little more fun a place to be in.
I used to know a man that was positive and then he died.
I imagine so. That could mean a number of things.
No, he was. He had a special. We had special friendship moments. Only Mr. Badger was immune to the positiveness.
No.
Yeah. Is that what you do?
Not quite. What we do is just it's sort of. Did you ever play? Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to open up a whole can of worms. As a child, did you ever play a Let's Pretend game?
Yes. Yes, I used to pretend I had friends.
Okay, great. So it's like that, except instead of having friends, you've been abducted by aliens, or you're a ghost trying to solve the mystery of your own murder, or
Do these friends set you on fire as well?
did the friends you made up in your head set you on fire?
Yeah.
So that means you probably set yourself on fire?
No. Because I pretended the people that were setting me on fire were my friends.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So when they were like approaching you, I guess with like the petrol and the matches, were you like, "Hey guys, it's so nice to see you again. It's been so long."
Oh no, they just pushed me backwards onto the bonfire.
So this was like a Guy Fawkes kind of situation?
No.
Just a regular badger burning bonfire?
They just made a big fire and chucked me on it.
And did you escape? I presume you must have. Or did you just like crawl in, just wait for the burning to fade away?
The doctor said, luckily, I was already that badly burnt from my childhood that my skin is like leather. So I just rolled over the top of it and ran away.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I like the kind of ingenuity there. So you've been, how many times would you say you've been thrown on a bonfire, Mr. Badger?
Well, I don't know. I've only got... How many fingers and toes are you meant to have?
Well, I can tell you that a human is meant to have 10 fingers, 10 toes.
I am a human.
Then that is the number you are meant to have. Now, the thing is, meant to is kind of a prescriptive word. There are people who are born with different numbers of those fingers and toes, and we shouldn't necessarily say that they're not normal. They just happen to be born with different things. So, whether or not you're meant to have
testicles.
I beg your pardon?
I got 3 testicles. But one of them is above the penis.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, on a chicken where it goes over the beak.
Yes.
Not a testicle. But yes, with me, yes.
Okay.
I haven't got any on my feet, though.
Right, so you've got a kind of little triangular testicle sort of thing happening there.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Have you got any testicles?
Not at present.
Oh.
So, I can only empathize so much, but...
You look like the kind of person who carries around a knife and keeps them in a jar.
Well, difficult to do that while socially distancing. So, not at present.
Ways, isn't there? You can do anything in an alleyway.
You can do most things in an alleyway. You can't ice skate. You can't...
What if it's really cold and someone's been pissing on the floor?
Oh, well, then there you go. See, I'm being proved wrong. You can't... What can't you do in an alleyway? You can't race 4 cars beside each other.
No.
It's not wide enough.
Oh.
Okay, so I think we might have reached the limits of an alleyway, but really that's just a width thing.
Yeah.
And I guess alleyways can be of varying widths, of course.
Yes.
So really, anything.
Can you do things in alleyways in your adventures?
Can I do things in alleyways in my adventures? I suppose I could. It hasn't come up yet, but I could say, okay, chat, do you want to go down an alleyway to your left or to your right? The alleyway to your right has a man glaring at you in it. The alleyway to your right has another man smiling at you in it, which is less scary. Alleyway to the left, alleyway to the right, alleyway to the left, alleyway to the right. And then I'd let people say, oh, left or right. And then, something fun or awful could happen to them in either alleyway. It's
Has anybody on your adventures ever gone in the back alley?
In the back alley? Well, we've never gone down any alleys. So back alleys or front alleys all have been off limits so far.
A few people took me up the back alley once.
Uh-huh.
But as I say, one of them died. So... Yeah. Sad times.
Sad times. It's always sad to lose a friend.
I say friend. You know, we were in prison together.
What was he in prison for?
Taking men in the back alley. Yeah. I didn't know that when I first made friends with him. He just had an extra pudding, so I sat down next to him and I had to do things for it. And remarkably, his semen did look like tapioca.
Oh.
So, we're in your adventure game. You've told me to go left or right because the back alley is not an option. And I've chosen to go, I think it was left where you said there's a snarling angry man.
A snarling angry man.
Would that be right?
That would have been right. That man would have turned out to be your psychotherapist looking to speak to you about, trying to get you back into your sheltered living facility. And he's only snarling because it's taken him a while to find you. But he offers you the help and support you need to live a fuller, more rewarding life. How many times have you been in prison, Mr. Badger?
Once. But I kept on having to go back when it come to the end of my sentence. Yeah. Because that tapioca tasted lovely. Not the man tapioca, the actual tapioca. I didn't have much money on the outside, so I couldn't afford to eat. So I kept on doing naughty things to stay inside and get free food.
I've heard of people, doing things in order to get free healthcare out of prison.
Yeah, I had to do things.
As in, trying to get back into the prison. Would you commit like low-level crimes, like kind of shoplifting?
Mainly it's just sort of like pinning guards down and...
Guards?
Yeah! Like you just jump on the top of them, and then they normally, like, they were quite chubby, so you could just pull the trousers over the bum.
No, sorry, I have the question about the guards. Do you mean like they were guarding something? Do you mean like bodyguards? Do you mean police officers? Do you mean...
Yeah, prison wardens.
Prison wardens. Oh, I see. Okay. Right. Sorry. I was thinking you were like on the outside jumping on guards in order to get back inside. But instead you were trying to have your sentence extended. Yes. I see.
The problem was the amount of prison guards that wouldn't report it and would just keep on escorting me to places hoping it had happened again.
That must have been, a bit complimentary.
It was. That was because I had elephantitis of the fingers.
Oh, so just big...
I was like E.T.
Oh, I see. And just like E.T., you'll always be right here. Did you have any legal counsel while you were in...
What's one of them?
Like a solicitor? Did you ever have anyone acting for you?
I done some acting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What were you in?
I was on the BBC from 1978 until about 1992, but all evidence of my shows have been removed.
I see. That must have been a bit frustrating for you as a creative person.
Yeah, it was, but I never got paid anyway, so it don't matter.
Oh, okay. Do you have any memories of the people you worked with at that time? Producers? Did you ever get to meet any celebrities?
There's quite a few memories, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like I might have taken you to a dark place, and my intention is never to take the light and cheerful Mr. Badger to a place he doesn't want to go. What do you do for fun, Mr. Badger?
What I do for fun is I contact my favourite comedy friends on the internet and I record them, Brian.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So Brian, are we ready to start our adventure?
We are. Let me begin.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not. So let me have a 5-minute break while I go and have a shit, and we'll start in part 2. Is that okay?
That's perfect. Absolutely.
All right. I'll see you in part 2.
See ya.
back for part 2 with my good friend. What was it? Was it Malcolm?
Mary Flanigan.
Mary Flanigan's. And so, Mary, we're going to go on an adventure now, aren't we?
We are. Okay, Mr. Badger.
Lead the way!
Mr. Badger is playing in the woods with his friends. Susie, the dyspeptic squirrel, Eddie, the rabies-ridden field mouse, and Jamesy, the lost tramp.
Tramp.
Susie wants to know if you'll help her move house to her boyfriend's new place. Eddie wants to talk to you about an exciting business venture. And Jamesy does what he always does, grabs onto your lapels and shrieks, "How long have I been here? How come you all can talk?" Do you want to go with Susie and take a chance to tell her how you feel? Do you want to go with Eddie in his business venture? After all, you owe Ratty Ladbrokes a lot of money, and he's going to break all your legs. Again. Or do you want to help Jamesy escape the forest where he's been trapped here for years?
I want to help Jamesy.
You want to help Jamesy? Okay. You start to guide Jamesy out of the forest. He rambles on, tormented by the fact you can all speak. He keeps asking you to say things. He says, "Say France! Say France!" Do you say France?
France!
He starts to weep. He starts to weep. He kneels before you. He says, "You're a badger! You're a badger!" Do you nod or shake your head?
I shake my head because I'm a man. I'm not a badger.
He leans in real close to you and he says, "The other animals, are they animals or are they men?"
Well, I thought one was a woman.
You say, "I thought one was a woman." He cups your face gently and says, "My friend, you're as lost as I."
Oh.
Then he stands up and presses a button on his watch. Beep, 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 beep. He suddenly seems a lot saner, a lot more together. You start to hear a helicopter overhead.
Is it knackered?
It's not knackered. It's just I'm bad at sound effects. He says, "Well, Mr. Badger, it's time to tell you the truth. My name is James Thompson. I'm a scientist at Garnier, and I'm hoping to test the talking animals of this enchanted forest. But since you're just a man in a suit, you're not much use to me. Do you want to help me capture the other animals?"
No!
No. He takes out a gun and says, "Well, no one can know, Mr. Badger," and shoots you in the head. You die horribly. Would you like to go back to the start and try the other two?
That's not very nice. My friend James would never shoot me.
Well, I'm glad your real friend James wouldn't shoot. So, do you want to try with Susie already?
I would like to try with Susie, as the women love me.
Okay. So this is Susie the squirrel. And you've had a crush on Susie for years. Susie says, "Oh, thank you so much for helping me move." She leaps quickly from tree to tree as you follow, jogging to catch up. At one point, she stops and looks down. "Thanks for doing this, Mr. Badger. It's been a very stressful time moving in with Brian. It's such a big step, you know? Now you can either make affirmative, considerate noises or tell her that he's a prick and that you would die for her."
I'll do the noises because I don't understand what the second one means.
Oh, it means that you're just going to tell her, "Oh, your boyfriend Brian's a prick. I'd die for you."
I'm not dying for anybody.
Affirmative, considerate noises. Susie looks ruefully at you. "Oh, Mr. Badger, you never say what you mean. I guess that's why I shouldn't say anything." And then she runs on. You reach her trunk. A little before her, actually. She's doubled back to pick up something. And you see a cow pat that you lovingly left there at 4 a.m. on a vodka-fueled binge. In your head at the time it was a gesture of love, but now it seems a little odd. She hasn't noticed it yet as she arrives and starts getting out her keys, and you have an opportunity to hide it. So do you shove it in lumps in your pockets, leave it, or kick dirt over it?
I suppose in the real world I'd eat it, but on this occasion I will put it in my pockets.
Shove it in lumps in your pockets. She turns back, smiling at the open door. "Oh, Mr. Badger, I know you never liked Brian, but you just didn't know him like I did." Now you can say, "He's a prick, I love you. Why are you talking about him in the past tense?"
Mine would be, is past tense when somebody's been a special friend but they die?
Yes.
Then I will go down that route, as that is what happens.
Okay. She pulls out a bag, and from the bag pulls out Brian's severed head. She says, "Look, Mr. Badger, this is what happened to Brian." Do you say, "Oh, Susie, I forgot you were in a cult"? So does this mean you're single, or do you just scream?
I would ask if she is now single.
"I am wed to our lamb-headed god, Agashni. He's the perfect man. The only thing he asks of me is a blood sacrifice." You turn to find yourself surrounded by her cult members. Now, all you have to defend yourself is the CUST in your pockets. Do you want to use it? Well, how would you use the CUST? You can use it to defend yourself. You're surrounded. Susie's behind you. She's got a knife. The other of her cult members are coming in towards you. What's your tactic?
I would eat it.
You would eat it?
You eat it?
Some of the cult members go, "He is besmirched. He is no longer pure enough for our rite of Agashni." Susie says, "Oh no, he was much, much worse before eating the CUST. You're captured and strung up a treat. You're dangled above a pit of knives, and also your head is about to be cut off. It's a bit overkill. What are your last words?" Susie's there. Do you tell her you love her again? Do you call her a bitch? Do you scream to a god that just isn't listening?
Are my hands free?
Yes.
I'll probably have a wank.
Probably have a wank. Susie very kindly waits until you're at the moment of climax and then strangles you, giving you a wonderful, beautiful orgasm with which to exit this earth.
I win.
You do. Technically, well, you're dead, but I guess you win. You can try again with Eddie.
I'll try with Eddie.
Okay.
Oh, he's not my type, really.
So Eddie wants to talk to you about his business venture, and you owe a lot of money to Ratty Ladbrokes. Eddie guides you to a field. "You see, Mr. Badger, in lockdown in this world, men seek a release." How do you respond?
By release, is he talking about special friendship?
You can ask him that.
Okay, I ask him, is he after special tapioca friendship?
Eddie laughs softly. "Oh no, Mr. Badger. No one who owes Ratty Ladbrokes £3,000 is going to get away with just special friendship." He leads you through the field into a clearing. "See, I knew I could trust you. Welcome to the magical forest underground bare knuckle boxing ring." Suddenly you find yourself at the center of a circle of hooting, hollering animals. Ratty Ladbrokes is there, puffing on a cigar. "All right, my son, you ready to earn me my money back?" Do you say yes or no?
Yeah, go on, fuck it.
You sound confident. Let's see how that bears out. Eddie grabs a mic. "Who's ready for our first fight?" The audience roars. You're shaking. Your opponent appears. It's a cricket. Do you cry and shit yourself or try and squash the cricket?
I would cry and shit myself, but that is just natural.
That is just natural. You cry and shit yourself. The cricket turns in disgust and refuses to fight. You've won!
Yeah!
It's time for your second fight. Ratty Ladbrokes ambles up. "Well done out there, boy. You might need this for the next one." He gives you a pair of metal knuckle dusters. Your next opponent is a mountain lion. You brandish the knuckle duster. He cries and shits himself. What do you do?
Eat it!
Eat it. Eat it. The crowd is disgusted, but also there's a begrudging respect there. You might be about to win this. You might be about to turn this all around. Your final fight is with a combine harvester.
Oh.
How do you attack it?
Yeah, there's not many ways to attack a combine harvester, as they're not capable of defecating. I suppose what I'd do is, what's it being operated by?
Oh, what is it being operated by? It's being operated by Ratty Ladbrokes' son.
Oh, well, in that case, I would eat his shit.
You would eat his shit. He's kind of into it, but his dad isn't. You're thrown in front of the combine harvester, run over, torn apart, and die horribly. Bad luck, Mr. Badger. You gave it your best shot. But
fed.
You did get fed. You did get fed, and you got a chance to tell a couple of people who are important to you how you feel. You did the morally right thing, refusing to help James, the tramp/scientist, capture all your woodland friends. But such is life.
So the moral of your adventures is that no matter what we do, we all die in pain.
Yeah.
And I thought I was the sicko. Well, Mary, would you like to do a little adventure that I've got planned for you?
Can I be constantly on the phone to your friends so that someone knows where I am and who I'm with at all times?
Well, I'll be honest with you. This might come as a surprise, but I can't actually do anything via the internet. So, yeah, this is all in your mind and in my mind.
Yeah, right, okay. Let's try the little adventure.
So my adventure would be, Mary, you are on a stage and there are a crowd of people waiting for you to go out and tell some jokes. How do you address the people on the stage?
The people, when I get on stage, how do I address the audience?
Yeah, what would you do to make them, laugh and that?
Oh God, I don't remember. It's been so long. I would probably try and tell a joke about my accent.
How do you spell accent?
ACCENT.
Oh, I can't spell anyway. That doesn't mean anything. So you've made them laugh, yeah? How do you then not insult them and talk about sexual abuse?
Yes, I suppose that's a hard one. I would talk about myself, and talk about
even
things.
If you, as a person, are disgusting, you would talk about yourself.
Yes, because I think if you kind of make yourself a little, if you make fun of yourself a little, I think an audience responds to that well.
Yeah.
They like to look down on people.
Well, you've had a successful gig, and the crowd like you. How do you get the fucking money off the promoter?
Oh, okay. Well, you said earlier about the knife and the bag of testicles.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's where that comes in.
Okay, so all you need to do is have your knife and chop the testicles off, and then they'll pay you.
Well, you don't even need to go that far with most of them. It's just jar of testicles on the table, knife on the other side of the table, and then you just make unblinking eye contact with them.
But then, what if I wanted to do it? I mean, you wanted to do it.
Well, I think at that point you would have to say, is potentially going to prison again worth the £40 I'm getting for opening?
Have you ever tasted prison tapioca?
See, no, that's the thing. So,
yeah,
there you go.
You were winning right up until the end, I'm afraid, but I'll have to try with another comedian. Yeah. Well, Michael, it's been lovely having you on the show.
Mr. Bodger, it's been a joy.
When is your adventure time happening, and what's it called?
Twitch.tv/Mazflaz, MAZFLAZ, and it's on at Sundays at 8. And if you just search Mazflaz Twitch, I should be there. And if you go to Mary Flanigan Does Comedy on Facebook, there'll be links to it there. So it's Sundays at 8 on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mazflaz.
Mad Flange. That's a brilliant site. It's been lovely having you on, Mary. I hope you have all the best, and maybe you can put some scary badges into some of your adventures.
I will do. Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Badger. This has been a treat.
Okay. Say bye-bye to the boys and girls.
Bye-bye, boys and girls.
Bye, everybody.